All right, I think we're recording by now. Hey, good morning. It's 6:30 in the morning in New York on Wall Street, 6:30 in the morning. You might be saying, no, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. No, you're watching a YouTube video. If you're a member of QuantBox, you are getting this live at 6:30 in the morning. So let's uncover the best fundamental investment opportunities across the global markets. My name is Wayne McDonald. I'm the founder and a Harvard-educated economist, and that's why I love what we do. You can try QuantBox for less than $8. Huh? Nice little trial. Test it first. Hey, let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term. Never risk money you cannot afford to lose. What we're trying to do here this morning is we're trying to, look at fundamental trends quantitatively, right? And then find trade setups technically. We're trying to develop strategies based on the combination of those two things. Just because quantitatively something, let's say, quote unquote, should be going up doesn't mean it is going up. Okay, so you got to combine the two. Let's expand this page. Boop, 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 boop. Let's take a look at the scatter plot. Oil's way down and Bitcoin's way down. Okay, but this Nazi's going to move today. Did you see Nvidia reported that they made like $1 trillion? I don't know what it was, but it was like people are like, hey, the economy might be slowing. Maybe people don't need AI cards. Maybe they don't need Bitcoin mining rig cards or whatever people are buying Nvidia for. It used to be just gaming, by the way. Holy smokes. So anyways, Nvidia basically prints money. They wake up in the morning and print money. And so that stock is up, the last time I looked, 26% this morning. The stock market's not even open yet. 6 o'clock in the morning, and the stock is up 26%. Holy smokes, eh? So it shows you what kind of sucks about the NASDAQ is about 5% of the companies control the entire index. So anyways, NASDAQ's going to be up today and Dow's going to do nothing. I think it's not weighted properly, right? I don't think it's weighted properly. So I think it's overly skewed to 5 or 6 companies. But anywho, it's going to be way up today. Everything to the upper part of this quadrant's right as rain. So the Japanese stock market is bullish again. USD yen is up, USD CAD is up, USD ZAR is up. That's all good. That's all expected. Down here, Kiwi dollar down, Euro dollar down. Okay, you seeing the theme? These are down, these are up. That's dollar strength. That's right as rain. Okay, so we'll see if S&P 500 because this is based on the actual market. The actual market's not open yet, so we'll see how S&P 500 moves. Probably closer to up in here is my guess for the day. Aussie Kiwi less up than it was, and that was something that we looked at yesterday. So on and so forth. So anyways, and you can see globally now we're having a couple of days of contraction in the stock market. See, that's what this is telling us. Indice strength chart. So we're looking at the Japanese stock market, the German stock market, American broad market, right? The FTSE, which is the UK, and the Dow. And over these last couple of days, they're all down. Okay. Well, last few days, they're all down. Apparently there's correlation. Well, that's what macroeconomics is. So we're looking at this, and in this scenario, you would expect dollar to be strong. And that's what's happening today, according to this. The trends that are in place is what the scatter plot is looking at. So the trends, the technical trends, by the way, the way that this is calculated is simply the technical analysis. The things that have been going up are all listed here. And the things that have been coming down, you can just do it this way and add those. So euro dollar, for example, technically has been down. Pound dollar technically has been down. Aussie dollar technically has been down. Gold technically has been down. And then right? And the scatter plot is saying, yeah, 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 yeah. And that's why all these things are down. Those should be down. Cool. So I guess we should probably take a look at that Aussie Kiwi again, just as a refresher. Let's look at it from yesterday. So I got to go into the cross rates. And where's my Aussie Kiwi? There she be. Okay. Okay. So again, what QuantBox uncovered yesterday and now again today is you see this big pop here. That's what happened a couple of days ago. And what QuantBox is telling you is, wow, that's unusually weak for the Kiwi. So again, there might be something that we can do here in the near future to have it maybe come back down. We don't know. So it's just like a heads up alert. Okay. The things that are going against it is seasonally. Okay. Seasonally, it maybe isn't the most awesome time to be selling it. Maybe that's what's going on. But the technical trend is still technically bearish. But look at retail. Retail says don't sell it. Why? 80% of retail is short. And that's dumb money, according to some in the market. And maybe this is what's happening here. The institutions are just wiping them off. So anyways, one of the things you could do is just say, hey, man, it's on my radar. Now, I'm not a big fan of trading such cross pairs, but whatever. It might be an opportunity. So we're looking at that. Okay. And you can see on the daily chart, okay, in sort of the more recent time, that there's still a little bit of a downtrend. Now, this came from older trade plans. They never had setups, right? Remember, the strategy was sell a pullback, but you still have to have a trigger tactically, and there was no trigger tactically. So now what we'd be thinking, if you were just putting this on your radar, simply, again, it's not what you're going to do. It's a thought process. You start with your strategy. And it'd be interesting if it came up here and then kind of reset itself back in the direction of the prevailing trend. Again, it's not a prediction at all. What I would like, if I could be so bold and tell you what I like, what I would like is that this moving average here holds. It doesn't look like it's going to. So why it might roll over in the near future is you have your weekly target is here. And then your fair market value on this is about here. So the way that you would use sort of QuantBox is you would say, okay, there's some macroeconomic data that just says Kiwi is too weak. Now, we know it has something to do with the recent rate hike and what the central bank said about it. So be careful. Okay. Remember, you think. An algorithm doesn't think. It's gathering and organizing the data. It doesn't do the thinking for you. So you look at this and say, okay, well, what if Kiwi recovers? That the sell-off is done and that reaccumulation is going to happen. Well, so you start with an if-then statement, right? So if it falls again, then what would the proper prices be? Okay. And you would look on smaller time frames for maybe between 107.5 and 108 that it rolls back over. And somewhere in that process, and probably not today, maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday, we look for a change in direction back in the prevailing trend. Okay. But but the change at the central bank might make that a permanent up, meaning like this is very probable now because the change in the policy at the bank over time will change the fundamentals. Now, the fundamentals haven't changed yet, but that would do it. Okay. So you got to pay attention. That's why you wait for your trigger. You don't just simply sell because it's at resistance. No. Okay. So be patient on that one. Just keep it on your radar. Okay. Let's pull the QB back up. Okay. Oops. Now I want to go here. Just kind of organize our thoughts. Okay. Strongest buys, USD Rand, Swissy Yen, USD Yen, USD CAD. So there's two themes already: buy dollar or sell yen. Okay. Euro yen, pound yen. So, right. These are neutral, which are kind of interesting. I think what's most interesting about this this layout is that you want to look at neutral, not necessarily what's strong buys or strong sells, because that's already occurred. It's already occurred. That's why they're super strong. Like they already have the technical trend. So it's more like, what's the next move? And if you were to analyze these assets, both technically and fundamentally, I think where your value creation comes from is identifying whether gold should be going up or gold should be going down. And you start setting that up before it's happened. That's where you're uncovering value, right? For anything neutral, you go through the logic, the fundamental logic, and say, well, you believe based on your analysis of the facts that the gold will resume its previous uptrend. And you start setting that up now. Okay. Now we've gone through a period of disinflation, and gold went from a strong buy to a buy back to neutral. So that's your thought process would be, will it resume that old trend? Right. And so you can go to the chart, and let's go to commodities here and take a look at gold. Okay. And you say to yourself, okay, well, there's two things to do here. If you're a bear, this is a plan from several days ago. If you're a bear, you don't want to sell. Where's my marker? Okay. You don't want to sell in this area because we've identified this as support, and bears don't sell at support. We also have identified that this is a range sideways trend, not an uptrend, not a downtrend. So you wouldn't actually try to sell one of these things because you'd be stuck in the middle of the range. That would be a bearish trade plan, but the market's not currently bearish. Even QuantBox can see that and say, nah, you know what, this is neutral. So you have two choices. You can be a bull and buy and head up here, or you can wait as a bear and see if it breaks below and then sell the retracement, right? The role reversal. What used to be support would then become resistance. So, well, you can't sell it. But if you happen to be a bull anyways, this looks very interesting at this price. Now, it's neutral on QuantBox, but not necessarily, right, technically. And so what you could do is now say, all right, technically now on a smaller time frame, we've made a higher high, and now you're engaging in a range bound market. Remember, both technically and fundamentally, it's range bound, but you're a bull. So you don't skip it on QuantBox because it's neutral. You're like, it's neutral. No. Your job is to figure out when it is no longer neutral, will it be bullish or bearish? You see? So that's one way to play it. Again, you can see this is a range bound market. So you're buying it after it hits support, after it made a higher high. And now your job is to buy a higher low, which could be in this area off the what used to be resistance, or the double bottom. Okay. And drop your stop. Cool. Conservative target would be the top of the market. The aggressive target, end of the year. I mean, like if you're making an inflationary hedge type trade, in my humble opinion, I think we're going to have persistently high inflation above 4%, double the Fed's target, probably for years. Okay. There's only there's only one way to get rid of that inflation. We need to destroy $5 trillion in assets. It can come out of the stock market, it can come out of the real estate market, or we just burn the cash. The cash is the asset, but it was fake cash in the beginning, so we got to get rid of that, and the inflation will go away. That's it. The Fed can't do anything else. All right, so that's that. Quickly look at some of those dollar pairs. We know they're performing. Will they continue to perform today? Okay, the downside is the move. So it's actually down. This is Aussie yen, by the way, and it is down. It has been down. Okay, down, 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 up, up, sell, down, 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 up, up. I sold in here, down, 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 down. I got out at the green zone, and now we've sat here for a day. Okay, so you might be looking for up over the next 24 to 48 hours, and then potentially resuming this trend. And technically speaking, okay, I would predict this goes down to about 64 and a half. Okay, 64 and a half. If we look up dollar pairs, you'll see the linear progression. I imagine the same is the same because it's doing what I'm doing. 64 and a half is the expected target. You see, that's the expected. Best case scenario, 63.88. 63.88 is so specific. Well, it's just a linear projection. it's just following the same path. So these channels that I drew, that's what QuantBox is doing too. So it's just doing it automatically. Euro dollar. Okay, now we are approaching mega targets. Can you sell here if you're a bear? It's bearish. Fundamentally, it's bearish. Technically, no. This gray area is where bears are supposed to take profit, and we knew that way up here. So right now, these are high risk pips. I would not recommend selling down here. It's just way too late. Okay. Like the announcer has already said, down the stretch they come. I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to bet. You can't go to the window anymore. The window's closed, son. Okay. Down the stretch they come. So anyways, the actual target should have been here. That's the conservative target based on the top of this range. The aggressive target is here. Now, technically, what I would assume in a scenario like this is maybe down for a couple more hours and then up, and then Monday and Tuesday, maybe you get the next move down. But by then, we're kind of in a new month, right? Pretty close. So, yeah, right as rain. We're approaching the end of May, and we're right on target, exactly where we would expect to be. So it's tough to add to that. Okay, but pig, pound dollar, has not hit that target. There's a little more meat on the bone. So if you wanted to do euro dollar, but it's just too late, maybe you can pick up an opportunity on pound. Okay, because the target is way down here. Now, the reason that the reason we haven't been setting up that trade is that its top is different. So it actually predicts this is the bottom. So you could try that target, because you think euro is going to go further down, but really the risk of it based on probabilities is too expensive. So then you're like, well, how about pig dog? Yeah, well, it will fall down to that monthly target if euro dollar's falling. If euro dollar doesn't fall, then forget this, then we've already hit our target, because I would say based on monthly, this is supposed to be the exit for profit, right? Not entries, but exits. And then when you look at the weekly setup, there's the sell and there's the exit. So we've done weekly and monthly. So the probability here, which is now projecting risk to bears, is the risk to a bear is that we get a change in direction, a change in trend. So be very careful. We're near the end of the month. And all those things that QuantBox has said is working is the truth. They all did work. Doesn't mean they're going to continue to work. Check that out. Retail traders, 91% long Aussie dollar. Oh, God. Okay. Crazy, right? Yet, institutional investors are 70% short. Retail is 90% long. Institutional is 70% short. Holy smokes. So keep your eyes on that Aussie anyways. Could be interesting. Okay, just quickly look at the heat map, see where we are. Pound Kiwi, the strongest, so it just shows you how weak Kiwi is, right? Pound Kiwi up, Euro Kiwi up, Aussie Kiwi up. Kiwi is weak. So again, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, that changes. Doesn't mean sell it today. It means put that on your radar. Most likely, those are going to fall back, a mean reversion type trade. If it does, you'll have a setup. But if it doesn't do it, then don't do it. Okay. Biggest loser today is Bitcoin, down almost 2%. Oil down 1.5%. Dow, S&P 500, NASDAQ all down. But remember, S&P 500 and NASDAQ are probably going to have up days. So you might want to keep an eye on that. These are out of position relative to the new news. Okay. So just quickly, one last thing, just quickly on the ends. I'm trying to keep these videos under 20 minutes. Okay. Maybe a breakout here. This is what we had set up a couple of days ago, if you recall. You either buy it here or you buy it here after the break. So if you did the first one, you're already profitable. The second one, I don't see this as a break yet, but if it does break, you buy the pullback and about the same price, 72.5, you get long. So that might be happening. Cool. What's going on, kitty cat? Okay, can't buy it. We're at a take profit zone, so skip it. Kiwi, falling off the face of the earth, but you can see it's moved down to, okay, one standard deviation below its mean, which is a mean reversion trade. So you could look for this in the coming days. Remember, don't guess. Look on a smaller time frame for a bullish trigger. This is one standard deviation. This is two standard deviations. So the first opportunity is going to occur around 84. Okay, so keep your eyes on that. Put that on your radar. Okay, that's a riskier trade. This trade is working well for me. I think now I'm up. I'm in at 33.5. We're at 39.5. So that's 600 pips profit. I need to move my stop. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, I'm using parabolic stop and a reverse for stop management, which tells me to move my stop based on volatility. So I'll lock in a few more pips profit. Love it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Locked in that profit. Aussie, check this out. Hit its target, dropped like a ton of bricks. That's exactly what we thought. Okay. So now what? Well, maybe there's a resumption. We've had enough of a pullback. We're set up near the June support, and you probably have tried using a fib on this. These moving averages are not they're not bullish, but you might want to look at a higher time frame strategically, and it might be okay. It might be okay because we're up and we're down on the daily 21 June central pivot. Okay, yen is weak based on yield curve controlled by the Bank of Japan, and maybe the pullback was enough on Aussie. Maybe there's a resumption for Aussie. So put that on your radar screen for the 25th of May, 2023. Have a wonderful Thursday. I'll see you soon. Thanks for being a subscriber of QuantBox.co. And hey, YouTubers, we got this 3 or 4 hours before you. Maybe take the $8 trial, huh? So peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above.